Let's discuss what shame looks like, feels like, and sounds like. This discussion will help you to name what is going on internally, as well as raise your awareness of when you're experiencing shame. Shame can show up in many forms. We may have thoughts that come into our mind, body sensations, emotions, or act in certain ways when we experience shame. When you can identify your shame and how it shows up in your life, you can better understand what's going on internally, name it, and challenge it. Let's explore this. What does shame look like? This refers to the types of things we do when we feel shame. For example, shame may look like self-neglect. I don't deserve to be okay, so I don't take care of my emotional or physical needs. I don't advocate for myself. Self-sabotaging, consciously or unconsciously sabotaging things that are going well in your life. Intense rage, feeling out of control, no emotional regulation, just feeling angry. People-pleasing, I need to make sure everyone else is okay. My needs don't matter. Self-criticism and blame, expecting perfection from myself or taking the blame for things that I didn't do. Criticizing others, having to criticize others so I feel better about myself. These are all indicators of what you may be experiencing internally, but they are showing up as behaviors because you're feeling shame. What does shame feel like? Our bodies experience shame, even when we're just talking about it. As we've been discussing shame, what have you noticed? Take time to notice your body's experience in this moment. Use the diagram to identify any tension or body sensations, or follow the instructions on the screen. We will take 1 minute to check in with ourselves. You may have felt tension in your jaw or shoulders, or a drop in your stomach. Our bodies feel shame and can be another indicator of what's going on internally. When we feel shame physically, we can say, "Oh, my body is feeling this. My shame may be coming up." Some examples may include feeling nauseous, having an upset stomach, face flushing, sweating, shaking, tension, anxiety, and panic. Take a moment to mark on your diagram or on your piece of paper how your body feels when you're experiencing shame. What does shame sound like? These are the thoughts that can come into our mind when we feel shame. We sometimes call this the shame voice. Examples include, "I'm not enough. I'm unworthy of love. I should be more. I should be less. I should be more successful. I am not important. I'm incompetent. I'm helpless." It can be helpful to explore the things that may trigger your shame. Shame can be triggered when you're receiving feedback, when you feel rejected, when you make a mistake, or even when using social media. It can also be triggered by feeling pleasure, success, or happiness. These are normal life experiences that can trigger shame. Being aware of this can empower you to step back and challenge what's happening. We can all experience shame in these different ways, so it's important to begin noticing them. Knowing what your personal shame experience is like can help you recognize that you are feeling shame. Acknowledgement of shame is the first step to challenging it. After you've had an opportunity to step back and acknowledge how shame shows up for you personally, you can practice engaging with shame in a gentle and compassionate way. You can do this by using the Inner Companion reframe. This practice supports us in challenging the shame lens. For the sake of this group, the practice will be done quietly through self-reflection rather than a discussion with others. Please refer to the Inner Companion Reframe worksheet or use a blank sheet of paper. The Inner Companion Reframe consists of 4 parts: identify, create, explore, and remind. 1. Identify what your shame might be telling you. Your shame can present itself in many ways. One way can be thoughts. Thoughts like I'm broken, no one likes me, or I am unlovable. As these thoughts come up, they may bring with them sensations in your body, all of which can influence you to act a certain way when feeling shame. Notice these experiences when you have them and identify them as your shame voice. Take a moment to identify and fill out number 1 on the worksheet or write it down on your paper. 2. Create in your mind a kind and loving inner companion. As you identify your shame voice, recognize that shame can be a misleading representation of who you are. Shame is a lens through which you see the world that has been learned and reinforced over time. This lens can be changed and replaced. You can begin to make a new lens by creating a kind and loving inner companion in your mind. A companion who offers understanding and shares encouraging words of comfort. Your inner companion may be words, a presence, an image, a figure, or a belief. Take a moment to create in your mind a loving and kind inner companion. If you don't believe you're ready to practice using your inner companion, that's okay. Just keep believing in the possibility of a different, kinder lens. 3. Explore what your inner companion would say to you. Much like what you would tell a friend when comforting them, your inner companion shows kindness and love to you when you feel the pain that arises from experiencing shame. Your inner companion may say things like, each person has their own unique beauty. You are enough. It's okay to feel this way. You have so much to offer. Take a moment to explore what your inner companion would say to you. Again, if you don't feel ready to hear the words offered to you by your inner companion, continue to write possible phrases that you would share with a suffering friend. 4. Remind yourself of what your inner companion might say when you notice shame taking over your thoughts, body sensations, or behaviors. When you notice that you are looking through a lens of shame, go back to the words your inner companion might say to you. Practice saying these phrases out loud or privately within yourself. As you continue to allow your inner companion to share kind and loving phrases with you, you are challenging the shame lens by providing other possibilities of how to see yourself in the world. Every time you challenge shame by reframing what you are telling yourself, the inner companion's voice will become stronger within you. This practice will take time, patience, and self-compassion as you continue to create your inner companion. But you have the power to do it. You have the power to heal.